Graduation. Graduation day is always a day of rejoicing, for it signals the conclusion of an educational journey and the commencement of another more uncertain and more difficult part of man's quest for a better life and a future. Today truly signifies the culmination of 5 years of hard work in the relentless pursuit of knowledge. Knowledge that will enable each graduate the opportunity to embrace new opportunities and take on challenges with clear vision and purpose. I want to greet those persons who have graced the affair this afternoon. Members of the Board of Governors, Honorable Olivia Babsy-Grange, MP, Minister of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport, His Worship the Mayor Norman Scott, Dr. Euphemia Burke Robinson, Education Officer, Ministry of Education, Region 6, Guest Speaker, Mrs. Charlene Clark-Cora, distinguished and highly esteemed members of the academic staff, led by our dynamic and supportive principal, Dr. Bentley Brown, JP, Vice Principals, Mr. Leopold Porter, Mrs. Loretta Collins, JP, and Mrs. Keisha Walker. Members and officers of the PTA, members of the graduating batch 2022, parents, guardians, visitors, well-wishers, friends, alumni, a felicitous afternoon. My name is Caroline Simpson, and I'm delighted this afternoon to serve as the host for this year's graduation. Ladies and gentlemen, the exercise is now in order. I'm going to ask everyone to stand with us. Stand with us, everyone, as we do the opening hymn, Great is Thy Faithfulness. I'm going to ask Mrs. Neuville to assist me.
They fail not.
benediction, and we're going to ask Mr. Leopold Porter, Vice Principal of the Upper School, to offer prayer.
Let us pray. Eternal God, the one who has lent us breath and have caused us to be here on this very special day, to you be all thanks and glory and honor. We thank you, mighty God, that we have made it through another academic year. We have faced many challenges. We have gone through much individually, as an institution, and as a nation. But as someone rightly says, through many dangers, toils, and snares, we have already come. We have grateful hearts this afternoon, and so we take the time out, even before we go or continue this program, to say thank you. I thank you for all the parents and guardians who had the challenging task of guiding these students and seeing to it that they would have done all their best and to put the icing on the cake of their secondary level education in this graduation. I thank you for the board of directors and educators and workers of the Spanish Town High School who would have also put in much work to ensure the education of the nation's children. I thank you for the batch of students of this academic year, 2021-2022. They are standing here not only in our presence, but more so in your presence. There are some who did not make it. There are some who fell along the wayside, but the vast majority are here. Thank you. This evening, Lord, or this afternoon, we place the proceedings in your capable hand. We ask your guidance and your blessings on this afternoon's proceedings. We ask, mighty God, your direction as the chairperson and those who will be taking part in this graduation ceremony carry out their particular tasks. I pray, mighty God, that we will do so under your strong hand. And so we ask your blessings on this afternoon's proceedings and tell you thanks. In your Son's name we pray. Amen.
Praise God. You may be seated. Thanks very much, Mr. Porter. Now, the month of July is one of the most awaited months in the lives of grade 11 students, right? And for many of us, we didn't see graduation 2022 as being a reality because of all the uncertainties that were happening around us. COVID didn't seem like it was going to go away. And I'm sure many of you were wondering whether you would have gotten the chance to be seated here today. But the song we just did says, "Great is thy faithfulness." And so we want to thank God this afternoon that graduation 2022 is a reality. Amen? Amen? Amen. Because in all things we give thanks. I'm going to ask Miss Ashian Lodge student to come forward and to do our scripture reading, which will be taken from Psalm 150.
Good afternoon, everyone. Can you all please stand? The scripture reading will be taken from Psalms 150, verses 1 to 6. Praise ye the Lord, praise God in his sanctuary, praise him in the firmament of his power, praise him for his mighty acts, praise him according to his excellent greatness, praise him with the sound of the trumpet, praise him with the psaltery and harp, praise him with the timbrel and dance, praise him with the string instruments and organs, praise him upon the loud cymbals, praise him upon the high-sounding cymbals. Let everything that hath breath praise the Lord. Praise ye the Lord.
Thank you very much, Ms. Lodge. You may be seated. At this time, I'm going to ask our head boy, Moses Somers, and our head girl, Rosalie Craig, to do this salutatory address for us. Make them welcome.
Melodies start our mind. Gratitude makes sense of our past, brings peace for today, and creates a vision for tomorrow.
Master of Ceremonies, Chairman of the Board of Governors, Keynote Speaker, Principal, Vice Principals, Administrative and Ancillary Staff, Parents, distinguished guests, fellow graduates, good afternoon.
On behalf of the graduating class of 2022, it is my honor to welcome you all to the Spanish Town High School graduation ceremony and to express our gratitude to all stakeholders who have helped shape our past, present, and future vision. We've gathered here today to commemorate another milestone in our lives and to embark on a new adventure. As we reflect on this epic journey, we want to make gratitude the flower that blossoms from our soul.
Indeed, we have completed our high school education and now we embark on a new journey, the start of the rest of our lives. Today is an appropriate time to thank those who have helped us to get this far, and I invite you to do so empathetically.
Ms. Joy Douglas, our chairman of the board, whose vision for the school is that we do everything with excellence we do. We sincerely appreciate you for ensuring that we had a successful nutrition program through PAL and all our educational needs were met.
Dr. Benediction Brown steered the ship the first 4 months of our final school year. This astute leader's vision, dedication, and genuine love for students ensure our online classes were a success, and we had normal school until we were able to return to regular face-to-face classes. Mr. Leopold Porter, we admire your commitment to instill discipline, spiritual, and social values throughout your 4 months as acting principal. We appreciate you and Dr. Brown for all your efforts to impact our lives positively.
Mrs. Loretta Collins, Vice Principal in charge of curriculum. In this capacity, we ensure that all the students who did not have access to online learning were provided with learning kits. Because of your efforts and the team you engineered, some of us are sitting here today with the hope of a brighter future. We thank you. Mrs. Carleen Simpson, who also acted for 4 months this academic year as upper school vice principal, we salute you today for your tact, commitment, and dedication to instill discipline as we navigated our way back to face-to-face classes. We know some of our peers did not make it easy, but your determination was evident as you monitored the corridors and canteen every day, making sure students were in classes and the Pathline and lunch collection went smoothly.
Today, our two great supervisors, Ms. J. Dwyer and Ms. Maris Pasco, and our super form teachers and subject teachers, we owe you a debt of gratitude and thank you in abundance for your constant encouragement and efforts, especially when virtual learning became the norm. Numerous intangible strategies were put in place for learning, mixed with your patience and commitment, which helped to activate our potential, especially that which we would not have seen lives by ourselves.
We owe our entire lives to our parents, guardians, and families. We would not have gotten this far without your hard work, numerous sacrifices, unconditional love, and integration, and our burning desire to make you proud. We love you, and we promise this is only the beginning of even greater things for us. We will make you proud.
To the administrative staff, thank you for bridging the gap between us and our parents, especially when we needed to touch base. We thank you for helping to prepare exam scripts, registration, and proper maintenance of our files. Words cannot express how grateful we are for your ongoing assistance. You deserve all our respect for your indispensable service.
We appreciate our ancillary staff for providing a clean and safe environment for teaching and learning. Your sanitation efforts ensured that we had a clean and healthy learning atmosphere. We thank the canteen staff for demonstrating that no learning can take place without nutrition. And we thank you for providing refreshments that satisfy not only our physical appetites, but also our appetite for learning. How could we forget Mrs. Johnson Lewis, path coordinator? She made sure nobody was left out. Even if you didn't have a ticket, you would still get a path lunch. Thank you, Mrs. Lewis. We love you.
Online learning is a waste of time was an essay topic one of our beloved teachers of English gave as an assignment. I don't know about you, but my essay chronicled my rough journey during the online classes. I found it hard to focus most of the time, but because of how determined I was that no matter what the circumstances were, I must obtain good grades. Our teachers told us to have the same attitude as if we were at physical school. When we employed that strategy, it became a bit more bearable. Moses, I am sure you have had some good memories like devotions, house and club meetings, and the little jovial moments we had during the online sessions.
Indeed, Buzani, I remember Miss Powell, my business teacher, shouted, Moses, are you there? And a few other teachers did this repeatedly over the period of online learning. I know we all had an experience of falling deep into sleep, forgetting that we were logged on to class. Multiple times I mistakenly turned on my camera, not knowing everyone was seeing what I was doing. All you could hear was, Moses, turn off the camera and mute your mic. It was not all bad because we did not have to get up as early as to get to school. We had our choice of lunch, and all we had to do when school was finished was shut down our devices.
In the end, we returned to school. I know it was a bit late, but let's be grateful because we got to prep for our exams. We thank the teachers again for planning marathons and hosting extra classes during the week and on weekends to ensure we were thoroughly prepared for external examinations.
Face-to-face classes had its perks because we got to see our teachers that we imagined seeing for nearly a year. We could physically interact with our friends. We were no longer disturbed by our parents and siblings on our sessions. And the most obvious, we no longer had to stare at the phone and its computer screens. In the short time we were on the compound, we were engaged in a few activities that were aimed at improving our social skills. The guidance department hosted seminars and workshops targeted at improving our psychological health and gave us a chance to express our feelings. We acknowledge the prefects and the student councilors for hosting the Nothing But a School Shoes and Crazy Hat Day, which injected a little fun in this school year. Finally, our send-off and tree, hosted by our great supervisors, was not alive.
Fellow 2022 graduates, this is the end of our high school chapter. I know we had great times together, and those times are unforgettable. Now let's turn a page and start a new chapter. I hope the stories we will write and the headlines we will make will never be anything our teachers, parents, and peers will be ashamed of. But we boldly say, I knew that boy, I thought that girl. We wish you all the best in your future endeavors. May God guide and protect you, and may His will for your life manifest in due season.
Go live long and prosper. Now, man alive.
I'm going to ask the graduates to stand quickly. Please sit. Stand again. Sit. All right, I just had to do that because after I listened to Moses and Rizani, I realized I won't have another opportunity to say get off the card or anything. So I'm just going to do that to you this afternoon. As Mario saying goodbye, all right? Thanks again, Rizani and Moses. Very wonderful speech. I'm going to ask Mr. George Legister, who is a member of the board, to address you at this time in the absence of Ms. Joy Douglas.
Good afternoon, everyone. I may look joyful, but I am not Joy Douglas. Unfortunately, Ms. Douglas, the chairman, is unable to be with you this afternoon in this celebratory moment. She's unavoidably absent because of some other pressing matters that has arisen in short time. So once again, she sends her sincere happiness, joy, and blessings to you all as you enter into another phase of your life. My name is George Legister. I sit on the board of management for your school, the Spanish Town High School. And this afternoon, we are gathered here after almost or more than 2 years of not having this gathering. And it's great, it's good to be outside. It's great, it's good to be gathered in this fashion. I want to, on behalf of the Board of Management, bring greetings to you all, the graduates, and to the parents, the guardians, the friends, the well-wishers that are gathered here this afternoon to witness this momentous achievement that you have worked hard and long for. And today, you're at a crossroads. And in this 60th year of an independent nation, you are celebrating with the rest of Jamaica a jubilee. And your jubilee is that you have reached a crossroads and is now ready to take on different avenues. But when I was asked to bring this opening remarks, I wondered what would I say to a graduating class of over 150. A couple of years ago, I sat in a graduating class and I listened to the charge that was given by the administrators, the guest speaker, and the well-wishers. And today is where I am. But I likened today to the crossroads that you will face. And in this crossroads, I say to myself, there are going to be 4 roads. And the 4 roads are leg of the bird, stir fry, rifle walk, and bounce. Now, I know you all know what I'm speaking of, but these are 4 roads. Are you going to leg of the bird? Are you going to stir fry? You're going to do the rifle walk? Are you going to the bounce? But what I would say to you this afternoon, Lego or let go is very important, but never forget what you have learned in this institution. So don't let that go. You will stir fry, yes, but what are you going to stir fry? What you have learned here, not necessarily what you will learn in the wider community. The rifle walk. Let us all make sure that you have the right rifle when you walk, because that is very important. And having looked at all, you're going to bounce. And you're going to bounce your way into success. So, as you prepare to walk through the doors of Spanish Town High this afternoon, we want to wish you all the best in whatever you endeavor in the future. Remember, the sky is the limit. Go forward. Go with strength. Go with vigor. And have a purpose. The Board of Management of the Spanish Town High would like to pay special recognition to the administrators here at Spanish Town, led by the principal, Dr. Bentley Brown, the administrative staff, led by the bursar, Mr. Anderson, the ancillary staff, all group came together so that today you can be here to receive your certificate, your medal of achievement. And I want you all to stand and give these people, this group at Spanish Town, a resounding round of applause. Can you please stand, graduates? So after 2, I want everyone, all graduates, to put your hands together and give a resounding applause to the 3 groups mentioned, because they are responsible for who you are today. After 2, 1, 2. Thank you very much. So, you may be seated. So, graduates of the Spanish Town High 2022, in a year where Jamaica will celebrate 60 years of independence, today you have begun your independence. May the good Lord be with you, and I'll be watching as you progress. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Legislator, and I'm hoping that you are all listening to the charge from the Board of Management. And he encouraged you to decide whether you're going to leg of the bird, bounce, wifey, walk. You see, I'm old, I don't know all of these songs. You know them better than I do. But essentially, He said the potential for greatness lies within you. All right, graduates, I'm hoping that you will remember those words of encouragement. Thanks again, Mr. Legislator. Now we're going to ask the Honorable Olivia Babs-Grange or her representative to bring greeting. Is there anyone to represent Mrs. Grange? All right, we move on. I'm now going to ask His Worship the Mayor, Mr. Norman Scott, to greet you. Please give him a round of applause.
Madam Masters of Ceremony, Mrs. Rowe, Chairman of the Board, Ms. Douglas, I haven't seen her, where is she? I haven't seen her. Principal.
1 minute. Yes.
Principal Dr. Brown, members of the board, members of staff of this great institution, Spanish Town High School. Graduates, a pleasant afternoon to you all. Of course, I'm so delighted to be here to bring greetings on behalf of the Municipal Corporation of St. Catherine. But I'm also more pleased to know that after 2 years of online headache, don't it, students? Online headache. Because if I'm an established individual and I found it so much of a challenge to do things online, not that I'm saying that you can't manage the gadgets that you work with, but I think in grasping the learning procedure, I thought it was a challenge, and I used the opportunity to salute both teachers, the ancillary staffs, and of course, you, the students, for really coming through this period. This is a period that none of us have ever seen before. Certainly, and none of us had ever envisioned that something like this would have happened. It is with great pleasure that I share this time with you as the Mayor of Spanish Town, and I reflect on the theme, the potential of greatness lies within us. Students, graduates, you understand that theme, the seriousness of it, what it implies? It implies that sky is the limit for all of you. Every student is capable of greatness. And if it is to be, it's up to me, you. And I'll share a simple thing with you. You all were born and can't talk. You all were born and can't walk. But you have learned to talk. And I'll say this, if you were born in Jamaica and you were taken to a Spanish country, an Italian country, you would have learned to speak their language. Therefore, the theme, the potential of greatness lies with us. Because if when you were born, you couldn't walk or talk, but now today, at whatever age you are able to learn to talk and learn to walk. It simply implies that sky's the limit. I know that your principal, Dr. Brown, has worked assiduously with the parents, teachers, and you students for you to be ready to be successful in your next phase of education. I hope you understand that this is just a transition, where you are today. You are transiting from secondary to something else. Whether it is vocational, tertiary, or whatever it is, this is just a transitional phase of your life and of your education. Those of you who will be going to tertiary level, choose the areas very wisely. And I want to say something, Mr. Principal. When I left high school 40-something years ago, I did accounts. And back then, a lot of people thought or chose accounts. But I tell you something, I have a little business and I've been trying for the last how long to get a good qualified accountant to do books up to the level of ACCA. It is a challenge. Only some people my age and above are found to be in that category. I'm wondering if students stop learning accounts and the ACCA and AAT, all of these levels. What's happening with them? But I'm just saying that. Find out if there is a need. Unlike my days, when I was at school, I used to use a typewriter that they call Olivetti. You used to bang, bang, bang and use that thing and pull it back to type. Today, you go on either a laptop or a desktop and you do everything just simply by just knocking. Things has changed. So I'm saying, find out if there is a need. You can check Google, Instagram, and you will see the various needs as it relates to the job market. My days, we just think that we want to be this, and some people tell us that this is good. You can know, you have all the things at your fingertip to decide where to go and what to do. For those of you entering the world of work, be creative. You can create your own small businesses. Look around your communities and see what's the need. and work it out. You know the amount of youngsters I know now that are fixing cell phone, and they are all self-taught. I said I will not name the needs, but I did it. Because there are numerous things today that you can do as an occupation. But the providers for goods and services, they are all over the place, and you just simply need to take the time out and to do diligent searches, and you will see where your niche is. Don't worry about the money, because one of the big problems that is engulfing Jamaica as a part of the society is persons come out to start work, and before them finish the first year, they want a huge salary increase. The thing say one cocoa, full basket. There's also the apprenticeship. Most, if not all, the tradesmen in and around now will tell you that they were apprentices some part or some time in their life. So I'm just saying, guardians, do diligent work. As I said, well, I'm not the guest speaker for this function, but I think as the first citizen of the town, I have a responsibility to share with you, guardians, the real world and what is living in the real world. So on behalf of the St. Catherine Municipal Corporation, I wish the graduating class of 2022 all the best. And again, sky is the limit. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Scott. And I'm hoping that you were listening and paying attention to what he said. Now, graduates, when I look at your faces, they don't look so bright. But you notice I was talking to Mrs. Kelly Allen a while ago. She says that she's going to give you one last pack lunch before you go. All right? All right. See, the faces have gotten brighter. I know when you hear about pack, your face is light up, right? All right. Thanks again, Mr. Scott. We're going to ask our principal, Dr. Benediction Brown, to come and bring the principal greeting. I want you to stand for this one. Come on, stand and give him a rousing round of applause.
Do you have any idea what I enjoy, what I love the most about Mayoral High School? You. That has always been my greatest love and period of happiness, eh? Let me say a warm good afternoon and welcome first and foremost to Mr. George Register, board member and representative of our chairman, Mr. Joy Douglas, His Worship the Mayor, Councillor Norman Scott, parents, guardians, teachers, workers, vice principals, Reverend Leopold Porter, Mrs. Loretta Collins, JP, Mrs. Keisha Walker, Master of Ceremonies, Mrs. Carlin Simpson-Rowe, other distinguished guests, well-wishers of Spanish High School, and fellow board members. I see Miss Bogle, PTA President and also a member of the academic staff. A very good afternoon to you. If you note in the program, you will see principal's greetings, and I don't have a script of or piles of paper to turn over this afternoon to read a speech. It is a significant day for the over 192 graduates of Spanish High School. It is evident that you have reached the end of your 5 years of academic schooling and the whole aspect of social integration. But what comes next? I, for one, have not always been a fan of graduation ceremonies. You oftentimes see parents at orientation for grade 7. You don't see the parents for PTA. You don't see them for other functions, but you see them again for graduation. Nonetheless, I know there are significantly contributing parents in the audience here today, and you must be applauded for your efforts. Again, it is also a very keen moment to see periodically the males stepping out to represent their child or ward. Let me just pause a little bit to apologize for the inconveniences which this sudden change in venue might have caused. However, it was undertaken on the basis as a cause of concern based on the issues that are currently affecting Spanish Town. And for that I say thank you to GC Foster College, the staff, the chairman of the board, Mr. Vishnu Tolan, the principal, Mr. Maurice Wilson, for giving us the facilities this afternoon for such a wonderful function. What makes it even much more prouder for me is GC Foster College is one of those institutions that I hold very dear to my heart, being the very first institution I started my sojourn journey in education. I want to ask the students of 11S to stand quickly for me. 11S. Stand for me, 11S. Now, this group represents 34 students, Chairman Minister. And I must highlight the board because 2 years ago, I met with this class while they were in grade 9, and I asked if they felt that they could have undertaken a national subject at the CSEC level. A lot of them, well, some had jitters, but the majority, like people like Max and Alexandria and my Kamala Brown, just some of the names I can't remember. Don't. And I'm not doing this to toy with the emotions of anyone else or any other student. But the 34 students were supported by their language teacher, Miss Henderson. And they were supported by their language teachers from the lower school. And ladies and gentlemen, with the support of the board, who paid for every single child, every single one of them picking a pass to CXE English. Every single one passed CXE English from grade 9. Have a seat. Will the students of 11L stand for me? 11L? Right. So 11L, whilst in grade 9 as well, did the similar with the stewardship, under the stewardship of Miss Lauren James. we had 18 out of the 37 students entered for CSEC, passing from grade 9 again. I had to highlight this because we live in a society where challenges are directed and negativity is the new order of the day. You students made history. It is significant whenever you enter a place, you would have spent 5 years. And this is not to toy with the emotions of any of the other students who sat CSEC exams this year. But it is to show that we have over 40 students who could have focused on a different subject, and they would have passed it at the early stages of high school. What this highlights is that Spanish Town High School is no much different, no much more less advantage, or no much more behind any other high school in St. Catherine and by extension, Jamaica. My argument to you, the students, the graduates, is to take right on that positive baton, that positive trail, and recognize that you will not need anyone in life to motivate you. As long as you have God as your guide and you're motivated internally and you follow instructions well, you need no support. What will happen after today? What will happen in September? We will get our respective results. And this is a cry from a national perspective that schools like Spanish Town High School tend to be caught up in this euphoria around CXC exams. CXC exams are not the only source of exit examinations. We have City and Guilds exams that are accepted in over 178 countries in this world. His Worship the Mayor spoke a while ago about cell phone technicians. You bring a phone to somebody, you buy a phone for $125,000. You take it to a man to fix. You don't see him display no form of credentials, no certification. You never see him go to no cell phone University of Jamaica. But you take a phone, give him and he pull it down to scrap and fit it up back and it is working perfect. But that is skill, and that is what subjects like NCT Vet empowers you to do. I am saying this because the Ministry of Education would have started their journey to have an additional 2 years of high school. Notwithstanding that the sixth form integration program is there, whilst we will not be able to accommodate all of them, we need to start looking at the tertiary institutions in and around the parish, primarily institutions like Portmore Community College and some of the private institutions that would have been tried, given and tested, and can deliver. So the success of the graduation ceremony is the whole aspect of the enjoyment, but we are awaiting results. And some of us might not be as happy as we are today, but it will not be the end of the road. It will always be an opportunity for you to pull your socks up and move on. COVID has affected not just Spanish Town High School, but the world. I think the last major pandemic was the year 1819 or 1816, the Spanish flu. I wasn't around, and I don't think we have any survivors from that. But it shows that whatever plans you have in life, you must always have a plan B. Because a lot of us in society had one significant plan, and COVID came and taught us that in life we must always have a plan B, and we must always be prepared for a plan B. Always. We would have missed out on a lot of achievements. We would have made some significant strides academically, socially, culturally. I know we would not have done our very best in sports over the past couple of years. But I stand here as your principal, and I haven't been criticized a lot. Because anyone who knows me and the institution that I stand in today, in which I helped to build over the past 16 years, I'm a sports person at heart. But I will not stand to see people's children being abused. And you will become parents of society. Chairman Legislature spoke about our 60th year of independence. And a part of our Vision 2030 goals is to have a country where we can raise children and move forward in our lives. ISA, which is the governing body for sports at the high school level, requires a student to attain a 45% pass mark in at least 4 internal subjects. When I took up office in 2016 and I saw my first list of Manning Cup footballers that were presented to me, I smiled. And I said, I don't think you know who we're presenting this document to. Because there's no way we can just have students passing 4 subjects and they fail the rest. Those are made up grades. So guess what? We'll come back again. No football. You look at what exists in society, not everyone will be Johan Blake, not everyone will be Usain Bolt, not everyone will be a Shelley and Fraser Price, not everyone will become a Raheem Sterling. So what is significantly important is that you maintain your academics. And to that end, we have students who would have sat subjects the following year and would have passed, would have entered Manning Cup, would have participated, and then COVID would have erupted and would have been back at the stables in terms of sports. Schools like Spanish or high school will always need sports and technical way how to drive the way forward. I am confident, I am comfortable that we now have a physical education department ably led by Mrs. Todd to reignite sports at the high school and at the national level, because there's a lot of potential at Spanish Town High School. The challenge we face in institutions like these, when Bertrand Cameron started to do well in track and field, he was taken away in grade 9 by St. Jago High School. So each time, you know, I can talk. So each time we have the talent, emerging talents, Chairman Legislature, we have persons who recruit them and take them away. So that's one thing that we have to start to do as a school body, to believe in ourselves, believe in the coaches, believe in the structure. And I know that we have some of the best teachers and educators that can guide the academic and the sporting process. My final words to you are build what exists. I would love to see an a strong alum presence at Spanish Town High School. I respect institutions such as Kingston College. You will have a student go to Kingston College and he don't pass one SSC, I can tell you that. But the love that student has for Kingston College and building and supporting after, you would feel that that was the only male student would have entered through the gates of North Street. As you move on, I want you to recognize the institution that would have created you, created a rounded individual that is built for society and built for social change. But we need a strong alumni presence, and I sincerely hope it can start with you. I am happy that I would have had the privilege to have shared 5 years with you, because this group really is the year that I would have started with, if you count it properly. The group that left last year would have had 4 months with me. but I would have spent 5 solid years with you. And for that, I will be forever grateful. My aim, my objective is to see you come back. We have a lot of bright sparks, we have a lot of well-rounded students in this group. We want you to come back and make the alumni viable. Make Spanish Town High School one of the best high schools. And you will have the staff I know will work with you to make it happen. I might not be there with you to make it happen, but I am happy that I would have been on this journey with you all. I trust you will enjoy the rest of the evening's proceedings. I'm asking the parents to allow the rest of the program to flow freely. You will have a lot of time to take your photographs. The function is going on in a respectful manner thus far, and for that I applaud you. Thanks again, and to my graduates, you can see me anywhere in the world, anywhere on the road, and stop me, I'll be able to speak to you. I am not walking as fast as I used to walk, so you don't have to catch up. But take on the world and own it as your own. And I say again to the young men who are graduating, the world is very unfair to men, so you have to take your place in society. Own it, be strong, look forward, and just do your thing. One love, and bless upon yourself.
Thank you very much, Dr. Brown, for those wonderful words of encouragement. Now, parents and guardians, the class of 2022, unlike all other previous batches, had to endure enormous hardships. I don't know if you would have noticed that, but they are the batch that were out of school for a while. COVID threw some real hard balls at them, but they have proven that they are resilient and they have stood the test of time. Many started the journey but did not finish, but this batch, all of you sitting in front of me, you've shown that you really are an epitome of the theme this year, that greatness really lies within you. Parents and well-wishers, I want you to give them a rousing round of applause. They have done well. Come on, man, that's how we cheer the children. Come on, give them a better round of applause. They have endured hardships. COVID really taught them that they are stronger than they think. Thanks again, Dr. Brown. I'm going to ask Miss Tiana Cord, Deputy Head Girl, to come forward and do her item at this time. Make her welcome. Come on, graduates, give her a better round of applause.
Good afternoon, everyone. This song will be dedicated to the graduates of 2022.
Falling down, I keep on right, clap yourself. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Miss Tiana, Deputy Head Girl. She's encouraging you graduates to try everything. You won't know how great you are unless you're willing to try new things. All right, so as you go out into the world, don't be afraid of trying new things. Now we've come to a very important juncture of our ceremony, where a very important person is going to address you. But before she comes, I'm going to ask Mr. Max Cooper to do the introductions. Please make him welcome.
Good afternoon, everyone. Charlene Clark is a remarkable individual, motivational speaker, a professional trainer with an interest in holistic development of individuals. Her achievements have made her a pacesetter with amazing contributions. Mrs. Cura holds a diploma in electrical engineering, electrical technology, a master's degree in communication of social and behavioral change, coupled with the knowledge and skills as acquired over the years, has enabled her to build a successful career. Mrs. Cura is a part-time lecturer at the university level and the human resource manager at the Grand Bar and Principal Hotel in Runaway Bay. She also hosts her very own inspirational show, designed to inspire, on her YouTube channel, producing engaging and motivating discussion that will contribute to a change in behavior towards effective, positive outcomes. She enjoys writing poetry, dancing, and exploring the rugged outdoors. Her excitement in life comes from being a wife, a mother, a friend, and an inspiration to those who need guidance. She enjoys challenges and uses it as her third eye to inform her work. Mrs. Cura is equipped to understand the needs of most discerning audience, delivering an experience rooted in authenticity, education, and vibe. Please make welcome our guest speaker for this afternoon, Mrs. Charlene Clark.
Max, thank you so very much for that introduction. I'm sitting there and I'm hearing the name and I'm wondering, is it me you're talking about? But thank you so very much. You did an awesome job. Ladies and gentlemen, all protocols observed. It is a special day today, a special day for our graduates, for their parents, and also for their teachers. As I begin, I have to say the best speeches are those that have a great beginning and a memorable and not much in between, but I will try to make the memory for you an awesome one when you leave here today. Today is one of those great occasions when we get to celebrate our young people. You should be immensely proud of yourselves for accomplishing this goal. I know you must all be excited to run out into the world, but before you run out, there are some steps that you must take that will guide your journey. As your graduation team states, the potential for greatness lies within you. And so, if the potential for greatness lies within you, there are some things that you must understand, that you must do in order to exercise that potential towards becoming greater. Graduates, permission to speak with you today. I was invited here to speak with you. I need your permission to speak with you today. Do I get your permission, graduates? That does sound so good. Do I have your permission to speak with you today, graduates? All right, let's start. The first thing I want to bring to your attention is this. In order to become greater graduates, you must not let someone else's opinion become your reality. What do I mean by that? People will always say things about you. People will always have their opinion of you. I'm sure all of you there, while you sat there, you saw me sitting in my chair, and you would have had some assumption about me. You would have made your own assumption about me based on how I look. And this is how we form our assumption or perception of individuals, how you present yourself, how you step out in the world. And so before you even begin to speak, I would have already had my own perception of you. And that is why you hear them say, first impression last. But first impression, that's just it, a first impression. You have the opportunity to change that impression. No, never you let an individual's opinion of you become your reality. Do not listen to what people have to say for you to make your decision towards becoming great. Many of us, we stand before you and we talk some things and we put it on paper and we use the big words and we disconnect as adults. But let me tell you this, some years ago, I won't tell you because you will not be listening to me, you will be there calculating my age. But some years ago, I was sitting in the very same chairs you were sitting in, except it was in St. Catherine, but just at another school. I was a graduate myself. And while I sat there, I was happy, I was elated, of course, but I was also petrified. I was afraid, because everything that I asked God to give me was now becoming my reality. And what were those everything? I wanted to live alone outside of my parents' home. I wanted to be a woman. I don't want anybody to be talking to me, telling me how to dress, where to go, what to do. I didn't want to have bedtime, curfew time, whatever it is. I wanted to become a woman. And as I sat in my chair as a graduate some years ago, I was happy. I was becoming that woman I prayed for. Now my dad, my mom, they are no longer, able to tell. Well, they can, but now I'm a woman, I can make my own decision. But now that I'm becoming a woman, I'm also responsible. Yes, I'm becoming responsible. I will have to charter my course towards greatness. And so whenever I hear someone say, well then you can, you can't, you will, you must, you have to do this in order to get that. Sometimes you have to get yourself in a space where you can think and look at what is placed before you and where you need to go and how you need to get there. Because if you listen to all the voices in your head, you will not realize the potential that you have in you towards becoming great young men and great young women. Naturally, you have some attitude, some personality that needs adjusting. You will be moving into the world of work, and this is something that you must take important, young people. Listen, let me see the hands of those of us who would like to become teachers. Just raise your hand. If we have teachers in here, just raise your hand. What? No teachers? What? Okay, doctors. Just raise your hands, okay? Lawyers, just raise your hands. Entrepreneurs, just raise your hands. Prime Minister, all right, there you go. Raise your hands. Now, as soon as you move out into the world of work, you have to look at your attitude, young men and women. You have to begin to behave, you have to have that attitude of professionalism. You have to have a professional conduct. Some of the things that you do right now, as students, as children, you will have to let that go. You will hear people say, well then, this is my space. This is my time. I'm allowed to enjoy myself. I remember, and I like to share stories because I need to connect with you. I was not born a teacher. I was a child like yourself. I was not born an inspirational, motivational speaker. I was a child like yourselves. But I remember when I began teaching. And if you are 18, it means that at your age, I was a teacher. And my class was a class of 22 students. Why? I was teaching electrical installation. So I had 2 female students and 20 male students, all of whom were older than I was. It was a challenge, young people. But that's not what I want to share with you. Of course, I was 18. I wanted to enjoy the world. I wanted to do the things that I wanted to do as young people would do. And then I did not have TikTok. Thank God for that. Is it TikTok? TikTok, yes? We didn't have that. What we had parties, we had clubs, we had house parties. I mean, we still do have that now. But there's a special thing back then that we had that I liked. And that was the strip club. And at 18, as a teacher, I thought that since this was something, did you hear me, students? You have to understand that, yes, we make mistakes as young people, but we are here telling you these things, how to charter your life on the right path, because we've been there. And tomorrow, you will be the individuals standing here. So let's continue to share. Did you hear what I said? What was my liking back then? And so, after work, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, didn't matter what day of the week, wherever the club was, I would be there. Let me see your hands if you have a good relationship with your mothers. Raise your hand. I have a good relationship with mine as well. And my dad is somewhere here. But let me tell you this, my mother was my parent at the time. And so when I left work, I would call her, I would be like, Mom, where are you? And once she hear my voice on the phone, she would know exactly what that meant. She said, all right, don't worry yourself. When I left work early, we can do good. And so we would go to our strip clubs because that's what I liked at the age of 18. Forgetting that I had a responsibility. And I remember students, graduates, one night while I was at the strip club, enjoying myself. Of course, my mother was somewhere in the crowd enjoying herself. I didn't care much for her. And I was enjoying myself. I got up from my table and went to the bar. And when I went to the bar, I heard a voice behind me. Miss, are you this? Now, my class, like I said before, I had 20 male students, all of whom were older than I was, men. And when I heard the voice, I knew that this wasn't a relative, this wasn't a friend, because the person addressed me as Miss. You ever hear them say, if the earth could have hold one, take you in? Have you ever heard that saying? Yes? Well, I was looking for that space. It didn't have to take me in. I would have jumped in, right in. And I looked over and I didn't see that opening. So now I must turn around to face this person who is addressing me as Miss. At a strip joint. Who does that? And I turned around. Now, when I turned around, what do you think I would say to him? What are you doing here? I can't say that. He's an adult. How is it? How is it going? I can't say that either. We should not be there together. And so I turned around and I was like, hi, how are you doing? And my voice was just like that, trembling. And he said, Miss, me never knows me enjoyed it so good. Yeah, one good to a miss. I was like, okay. I did not see my mother because by this time she disappeared in the crowd somewhere. I picked up my phone and I called her. I said, Mom? She said, what happened to you? I said, where did you go? And she met me at the bar. And I said, no, out. And we left. And while we were on our way home, I told her the story. She said, Lord Jesus Christ. What that did for me, those students, graduates, that day, those years ago, I won't tell you a number of years ago, till then, I've not set foot in a strip joint ever again. Ever again. I remember my dad used to tell me, you cannot become a teacher and still want to do the things that would have your students losing respect for you. I didn't take it seriously until then. I had to change my attitude. And I had to face the class, and I had to apologize. How many of us are doing some things right now? We know once we move into the world of work, we will have to lose them. We are not living in the society that you want to create. A society where your opinion does not matter. A society where your deportment does not matter. That society does not exist. Not in Jamaica, not in the United States of America, not in Egypt. It still matters. And once you understand that concept, you will realize that there are many things about you that you will have to adjust beginning today. So it's not about, yes, I'm leaving high school, I'm becoming the men and women that I want to be. It's about what do I need to do to become that professional, that successful person, that person who will realize the greatness because of my potential. In order to be great, you also have to find your passion. Many of you have already found your passion. You have, but you're wasting time, and I'll share with you. How do you find your passion? The things that you like to do without extra energy, without that effort, without those things that you do that makes you happy. That's your passion. So when you think about the world of work, it's not just about making money. It's not just about owning a job. It's about finding that thing that you like to do, because if you find your passion and you venture into it, young women, young men, never will you ever feel like you're working. You will always be enjoying what you do. Let me see the hands of those of us who are chefs, who can cook. Let's say you can cook and you cook well. Okay? Take your hands down. Let me see, ladies, you are looking beautiful. You are. And many of you would have done your makeup yourselves, right? Yes? Let me see the hands of those of us who are able to do our own makeup. Let me see, and do it well. When you do makeup, everybody look on fleek. That me I talk about. Raise your hand. Let me see the hands of the dancers. Raise your hand if you can dance. All right. Now those are some passion that you already have. Now, in a world that is telling you that technology is the way to go, instead of taking selfies, showing your table at a function, what you're eating, instead of showing what you can buy in terms of your clothing, why not use the technology to develop your passion? You do not have to wait 5 years to become successful in a world today that is telling you that technology is the way to go. Now, for those persons, for example, who likes to dance, you could be using your TikTok, since that is the familiar one right now, the most used social media right now, to show your creative skills. And guess what happens? When there is a need for that, you're the individual that those companies those persons would reach out to. For those persons who like to cook, when you prepare a meal at home, display it on your social media platform and say, well then, this is my passion, this is what I do, this is what I can do. And so when there is a need for catering services, you're the individual who would be contacted for that service. Of course you will have competition. Nothing is wrong with that. Competition makes us better at what we do. So find the passion, find something that you like to do and do it well. Be respectful. In order to become great, to realize your potential, you have to be respectful. If I ask the question to you today, when you hear the word respect, what does it mean to you? How would you respond? And I'm sure we'll get a plethora of responses, because many of us are confused as it relates to the meaning, the definition of respect. When we define respect, we talk about material acquisition. And so you know someone in your community who has a number of cars, houses. These cars that they own, you don't even dream about these cars because they can't enter your dream as yet. That's how big they are. And so immediately you say, yeah man, I'm a big man that. Respect all of. You know someone because they can get things done. They can get things done for you. Oh, respect. Respect all of. Graduates, respect has nothing to do with material acquisition. Respect has nothing to do with your title. Respect has everything to do with you. And so if you don't understand the true essence of respect and the true meaning of respect, then we're going to have the problem that we have in today's society, where all of us believe that anything goes. Someone say to you, good morning, your response is, our boy, your morning so good, you look your morning good. And we're okay with that. Someone decide that, okay, I'm upset with you, and before they begin to trace, them call themselves all sorts of things. The jackals, the dogs, and then invite you to trace. Now if you have respect for self, young women and young men, you're not dogs. Stop responding to that. It's not funny. Women, you're not bitches. Stop responding to that. It's not funny. Change the language. Have respect for self. And when you have respect for self, then we will understand the true essence of what respect really is. Are you with me? Are you with me? Humility. In order to exercise your greatness, because you do have the potential to become great, you have to be humble. You have to understand that there is a purpose, and the purpose lies within you. However, in order to grasp that, you have to be humble. You have to be patient. You have to be consistent. If you watch movies, and I'm not sure if Denzel Washington is still trending, but Denzel Washington once says, ease is the greatest threat to hardship, to success rather than hardship. So many a times you think that, okay, I can't do it because it's too hard, I'm going to relax. I can't do it because I have to do too much, I'm going to relax. I can't do it because I have too many competition, so I'm going to relax. Ease is a greater threat to success than hardship. Because if you stop, you will never understand your true potential and you will never become great. If you are good at doing the wrong things, you can be great at doing the right things. In a world that is telling you, young people, that it is okay to do the negative. If I look at your shoe and I say to you, boy, I like the shoe. I like your shoe. And I want to tell you that I like your shoe. I'm going to approach you. And I'm going to say, John, who started your shoes, buddy? That's how we tell each other that we look good. Your shoes, buddy. Immediately, you will understand that I'm saying that your shoes look good, don't it? Yes? If you look on TikTok, I'm not sure if they're doing home economics. And I'm sure in the home economics class, you're told how to, you're trained as it relates to proper table manners. Right? Yes? Where that they know? Where is that now? If you look on TikTok and see some of the people who are trending, those are some persons who are licking the gravy from the elbow to the fingertip, and you're one of those persons who are causing them to trend. And they're making money from doing that. I'm sure your teachers would have told you about proper deportment, how to put yourselves together. But then in a society that is telling you that it's okay to look anyhow, anywhere, anytime, it's confusing to you because guess what? They're making money from that as well. And we're living in a society now where all that matters is money, and we will do everything for it. Let me repeat. If you're good at doing the wrong things, you can be great at doing the right things. And why do we do the wrong things? I know, graduates, it's not easy. And I'm not standing here, I already gave you one of my stories. And there are many. Because I'm not standing here as the perfect human being. That does not exist. But I'm telling you that many other times why we do the right things, because we are caught up about who like we. We want to ensure that everybody like we. So the teacher said to you, don't do this, and you want to trend, so you trend with the crowd. That's such the teacher nonsense. Teacher them old. Teacher them a go like so them never young one time. Them no want to enjoy our life. And so we trend with doing the wrong things because we're caught up with wanting to be loved by all. But let me tell you this, surprise, surprise. If you're doing it all wrong, if you're doing it all right, there will be persons who hate your guts. And if that is the reality, why not do it right anyways? Since you're still going to have haters if you do it wrong, why not do it right anyways and still have the haters? Do not be caught up about who likes you from who not like you, because everybody now like you. Let me tell you, we're living in Jamaica. And it's Jamaica, we have a strong spirit. We ever use a talk that the spirit talk? We have a strong spirit. You don't know me, you don't know where I live. You've never seen me before unless you have gone on YouTube or somebody told you about my channel or whatever it is. But you don't know me. And I'm sitting right there, and a colleague of yours might, nudge you and say, you like her? She I guess speaker, you like her? And you look at me and say, no, something I like her. Never meet me yet. Never hear me talk yet. So you just look at me and say, no, sir, I don't like her. And the person said to you, you know her? No, sir, I don't know her, but my spirit just not take her. So here what happened. Your spirit leave your body, come meet and greet me, go back into your body and say, see her, don't take her. That's how we are, but it's not really the spirit. It's your perception of the individual when you see the individual. And that is what you go by. And if that is the case, what is the perception you want the world to have of you young people? Again, you're not living in the world that you want to create. The things that you think don't matter, they do matter. So when you come for an interview, we're going to look at you. When you matriculate into any college, they're going to look at you. There's some college where you have to do an interview before you can be accepted. They're going to look at you. So the world that you want to create, it does not exist. And you have to wake up to the reality. No longer we want to nurture those false perceptions. We have to give it to you, let you understand what you're moving into. It's not easy. Now, if you're doing it wrong, you still have the opportunity to change it. How is it going to happen? You have to practice. Practice will not make you perfect. It does not exist. But practice will make us do things better. And that is why even when you tie your shoelace, there are moments when you tie your shoelace, and by the time you move from one location to another, it is untied because you're not perfect. But with practice, you learned how to tie your shoelace. You didn't learn knowing how to tie your shoelace. Someone taught you that. No, you can do that with your eyes closed. Now, if you practice the right behavior in order to ensure that the perception, because perception matters, your attitude matters, your approach matters. If you practice the right things, it means that you will become great at it. It means that you will not have to be thinking any longer. For now, you might be saying dog, Bob, and you say, oh, I forgot, and I should not be calling you dog. But it's the practice that is going to change the bad habit, and I say begin today. The world you're moving into, young women and men, is not the world that you think it is. You're going to have trials and tribulations, and the strong, the determined, the persistent individuals are those who are going to be victorious. The potential for greatness lies within you, but you're playing with it. Let me see the hands of those of us who want to move into the world of work. Raise your hands. Okay, you may. I am the talent manager, not the HR. You have the HR director, no, and then you have the talent manager. So I am the talent manager of Bahia Principal Hotels and Resort. And let me tell you this. I remember a young man came and sat in front of me, and he said that, okay, he wanted to be interviewed for a position. And when I looked at the young man, his hair was cornrowed. He had an earring in one of his ears. And I said, you're not ready. So you have to prepare yourself to be ready for the world of work. I said to him, are you ready to separate with the hair? He said, no, miss. I said, when you're ready, here is my number, call me. He didn't call me, has not called me since then. But you're going to be faced with this reality. Prepare yourself for your future. The greatness lies within you. You have the potential. Parents, you have to help these young people to become great. Without you, they're going to fail. And so parents, you have to also take a look in the mirror. They are going to, sometimes, they are going to also display the same attitude that you display to them. If you cannot respect your children, do not expect that your children are going to respect those who are in authority. If you do not set examples, good examples, do not expect that when your children move into the world of work or they matriculate into higher education, they are going to be setting good examples. If you do not motivate your children, don't expect that they're going to be successful in this race for success. Parents, it's time for us to look into the mirror. Teachers, we know it's hard. I know it's hard. I have been watching behind the screens. I have been seeing the things that teachers go through. And hats off to you, teachers. Continue to do the good work that you do with our children. You're not only teachers, you motivate them, your mothers, your fathers. I say to you, you too have the responsibility to ensure that our children are successful. Do not give up on them. They are depending on you. And so today, graduates, the graduation is one of those steps in life that defines a coming of age and moving on to a new stage in which you are the leader, you are the doer, and you are the achiever. You have taken a key step towards your success, your future, and our complex and technical world today requires education and skills that were needed, that will be needed in order for us to be a successful country. Your future is in your hands, no one else's. Seize the opportunity and remember the potential for greatness lies within you.
Come on, graduates, stand and give her a better round of applause. Thank you very much. One statement that she made that I found to be very profound is that if you are good at doing wrong things, you can be good at doing the right thing. So may I encourage you, graduates, if you're good at doing the wrong thing, that you can be good at doing the right thing. I'm going to ask Mr. Taji Drummond to do the presentation to our guest speaker. Mr. Taji Drummond.
On the behalf of everyone here, we thank you for being here to give us that amazing presentation, that amazing presentation, that empowering presentation, that magnificent presentation that you have made for us. It left us thinking about our future and our lives. Thank you for being here. Please accept this check as a gratitude.
Check? You're giving me a check?
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thanks much, Taji. It really was an amazing speech. She spoke from her heart. Now this time I'm going to call Miss Dejeuner Cox, our guest praise dancer, to do an item for us. Please make Dejeuner Cox welcome.
We walk out
darling, I got tired just from watching her. So it means that if you were to even pay me, I would not be able to do such a good job. Celebrate, Miss Scott. Beautiful, beautiful. Now, one of the main highlights this afternoon is your peer coming to represent you by way of the valedictory address. I want you to put your hands together and make welcome Miss Kamala Brown.
Master of Ceremony, Chairman of the Board of Governors, Guest Speaker, Principal, Vice Principals, Academic, Administrative and Ancillary Staff members, parents, honored guests, fellow graduates, good afternoon. My name is Kamala Brown, and on behalf of the class of 2022, I would like to extend gratitude to the staff of Spanish Town High School for the time, effort, and valued education invested in us. I would also like to thank the families seated before me for the countless support and love they have given to us. And most importantly, I would like to extend gratitude and my congratulations to my fellow graduates of Spanish Town High School for reaching this milestone of their lives. Many gave up, but you remain resilient, and that is worth celebrating. Graduation is a special ceremony that we have all anticipated since our arrival to high school. It is a time for teachers and students to celebrate their hard work and accomplishments. This is where we as graduates get together for one last time to celebrate and say our farewells. This marks the end of a 5-year-long journey and the beginning of another. 5 years ago, we sat in the same room with new and familiar faces, listening to Dr. Bentley Brown and a few teachers explaining, encouraging, and laying out the rules and guidelines of the school. I can distinctly recall a teacher telling us during the orientation that sooner or later, you will all be gathered here once more in the same fashion. Graduation. I did not take them seriously, and at the time, I felt as if they were just trying to scare us. But the reality is, the last 5 years went by quickly. Here we are, today, July 6th, remembering these words like they were said yesterday. We started grade 7 completely oblivious to what high school entails. Some of us were excited to create new friendships, while there were others among us who wished they were placed elsewhere. It may have been a struggle for some people, but we managed somehow. We found lifelong friends and teachers worth remembering. We met teachers in grade 7 with many different personalities and methods of teaching. Teachers such as Mrs. Todd, Miss Mitchner, Mrs. Copper, and Mrs. Palmer stood out because they were known disciplinarians. However, they played an integral part in laying the foundation that has made us the young men and women we are today. Though they were forced to show us tough love most times, they only wanted what was best for us. Mrs. Todd, for example, was a no-nonsense person. Whenever she manned the block with her black leather belt, any person in their right mind wouldn't dare to light on the corridors, especially during class hours. This fact is supported by Tijan Ebanks from 11B, who in his testimonial from the questionnaire I handed out, stated that his favorite memory in grade 7 was, and I quote, when Mrs. Todd used to run off the grade 7 block. Me used to run from RC. Yes. I remember at that same academic year, high achievers, which were students who attained an average of 60% or more, were treated to a formal dinner and award ceremony. That event was truly magical, as for many of us, that that was our first experience at fine dining. Many were excited for the medals, certificates, trophies, but I was mainly there for the food because Spanish Town High School has a habit of giving us a bellyful each time we meet. Before we knew it, we were getting ready for the 8th and 9th grade, where our social experiences improved as we would have already found a group of friends and would have known most, if not everyone in the school. Aside from the improvement of our social experiences, we were introduced to new subject areas such as chemistry, physics, biology, food and nutrition, and so much more, all of which we learned at an advanced level. Back to the data I've gathered from students, Brizani Craig, who is the current head girl, in her recollection stated, and I quote, "My favorite memory in grade 9 was when our math teacher, Mr. Baker, had a session with us, and each time we learned something new and got all excited, he would say, 'We are just scratching the surface.' Now, I'm sure Mr. Baker can see how much we've grown and can proudly say we are at the base and ready for what's ahead of us." In grade 9, we also had a school challenge quiz competition, which was coordinated by Mrs. Crossday Lee. My team, 9G, came out victorious, thanks to Miss Anderson, our school mom, for her continuous love and support. Unfortunately, after much celebration of this, we were informed that school would be closed until further notice due to the pandemic. That was March of 2020. We stayed home and hoped for the best. We had to mask up and were introduced to online school, which ideally was not the plan we had for the rest of the school year. The results from the questionnaire indicated that many students found online school to be a challenge, as it took away from their social and physical interaction, while a few said it wasn't bad. Despite the challenges with online school, we were grateful that our lives were spared and we were still able to get access to quality education. Our hearts go to the families whose lives have been affected as a result of coronavirus. May the good Lord continue to be with you. Grade 10 was next. We had to choose subjects which included vocational areas. Some of us were compelled to do the sciences, others business, engineering, and the list goes on. We did all this while still being online. As time went by, the pandemic became worse. Everyone was gravely affected. Death cases were rapidly rising. Face-to-face classes were prohibited and livelihoods were closed off. I'm sure this was not how we envisioned our last years of high school to be. However, we've all had an experience we'll never forget. On a brighter note, break time at Spanish Town High School is one of the most crowded and claustrophobic times of the day. Nonetheless, what is break time without our past food lovers? Right, Max and Gabriel? Students couldn't wait for 9:20 to purchase their lunches and most importantly, to secure their spots in the part line. There were some students who lingered just to get a free part lunch. There was no shame in the game, right? Though the many challenges faced during the pandemic, we are fortunate enough to be alive today, celebrating our accomplishments. Quarantine Day was ample time to reflect on ourselves and to think about all the necessary plans of actions we have to implement in order to move forward. Despite the unpredictable and unconventional years we've had, we can proudly say we have finally made it. After 5 years of high school, the seeds that were planted at this school in 2017 are now blooming. We were told to bloom where we are planted and we did just that. And here we are today. The timid, fragile kids that entered the walls of Spanish Town High School are seated here before me and are ready to take on the world. After CXC, many may not know what's next, but that's okay. Don't rush it. Take a risk. Life's too short to dwell on the what if and the what should have been. Apply for that job. Apply for that college and leave it to God, for He will see you through. With that being said, I encourage you fellow graduates to be fearless in the pursuits of what you define as success and happiness. Your dreams are valid, so don't let anyone tell you otherwise. In the words of Ed Helms, and I quote, "Don't be afraid to learn. Don't be afraid of fear. Because it sharpens you, it challenges you, it makes you stronger. And when you run away from fear, you also run away from the opportunity to be your best possible self." To add, don't limit yourself to information, read. Be selfless when it comes to love, because love is what keeps the world going. And most importantly, we have to know how to encourage ourselves. A shoulder will not always be present for us to cry on or a helping hand. Therefore, we need to be able to lift ourselves up. In closing, our teachers have handed us the baton that they have nurtured with love. Now it's time for us to collect it and pass it on. If you believe it, you can achieve it. With that being said, in our midst, we have future doctors, entrepreneurs, lawyers, ministers, teachers, and so much more. Let me re-emphasize, if you believe it, you can achieve it. Finally, I'll leave with you the wise words of Barack Obama, the former president of the United States of America, and I quote, "Don't just get involved. Fight for your seat at the table. Better yet, fight for the seat at the head of the table." Thank you.
thanks so much, graduates. I hope you're ready to take the words of your own song. Rise up, stand and take. Stand and take. All right, stand and take your place. Now, this certificate of graduation is the tangible evidence of being a graduate in a certain level of education. So you need a certificate to show that you really completed your high school level education. This is the fruit of each pupil's endeavors. Now, to do the honors of presentation of certificates to our female students, I'm going to ask Mrs. Lloyd Todd to come forward, and she's going to be assisted by Ms. J. Dwyer and Mrs. Elvin.
Good evening, everybody. I am not running the corridors today. I don't have on the shoes for it, but it is a pleasure to be here with all of you today. And even though you have grown, you guys will always be my babies. And I love you all. Okay, ladies, you're going to, this is my right, and you're coming from this direction. Ladies and gentlemen, it is with pleasure to be calling the names of my babies. And I'm going to start with Jerisha Anderson. Ashanti Anderson. Sabrina Anderson. Amelia Blake. Shanique Broadbelt. Tatiana Brown. Brianna Brown. Jadian Brown. Kamala Brown. Kiara Brown. Yes, ma'am. Brianna Bryan. Christina Dennis. Christina Dennis. Christina Dennis. Okay. Tishon Dyer. Hold on, Tishon, hold on. Mrs. Todd made a mistake. Apologies. Chancey Butler. Monique Rygrave. Jada Cameron. Felicia Chambers, Shaquan Chisholm, Julianne Clark, Shanoya Clark, Crystal Clark, Gabrielle Clark, Tristasia Cooper, Rizani Craig, Tanya Davidson, Latavia Davis, Tishon Dyer, Rihanna Douglas, Deschanel Douglas, Amoy Donna Alia Duffus, Adrian Duncan, Aviana Ennis, Alia Esterim Kellyanne Ferguson. Moesha Francis Davilia Francis. Kivia Freeman Ashante Fine. Jada Gavin, Teresa Geddes. Janique Grant, Janelle Grant. Nasara Grant, Amelia Green. Christina Gregory, Chevelle Hanson. Tahila Harris, Alia Harrison. Janelle Harvey, Santana Howell. Ritalia Johnson, Shaniel Johnson. Tashana Kerr, Paris Kirkpatrick. Nashika Lake, Brittany Lewis. Cheyenne Lodge, Shanna K. Lowe. Chevanese Lynch, Nastasia Marson. Zoana McCullough, Brittany McCullough. Tahira McCarthy, Gabrielle McIntosh. Diori Miles, Jada McCoy. Shamaya McLegon, Chrissy Meredith. Janique Millwood, Fantasia Michelle. Tony Ann Morris, Abigail Morris. Dania O'Mealy, Tori Peters. Brittany Porter, Jaleel Powell. Janelle Powell Hutchinson, Diamond Prendergast. Tashika Raffington, Shamisha Ratri. Kamoya Reed, Nadelia Reed. Samantha Richards, Tennille Richards. Tamarissa Rose, Rihanna Rose. Thank you, Ms. Dwyer, Mrs. Elvin. I now call on my esteemed colleagues, Mrs. McCarthy Craig and Ms. Peter Gay Brown, to assist. The fabulous ladies in green. Give them a round of applause. Okay. Tenille Richards, Tamarissa Rose, Rihanna Rose. Look at the camera. Yeah. Shanique Russell, Gabrielle Saunders. Kemoya Scarlett, Shantae Surgeon. Abigail Simpson, Jessica Simpson. Ashley Smith, Amelia Taylor. Ruthie Thomas, Keandra Thompson. Natricia Thompson. Stacey Ann Walker, Brianna Warmington, Alicia Webster. Mashika White, Alia Williams, Bianca Wisdom. Antonisha Wright, Dana Wright, Maria Wright. Brianna Harrison, Alexandria Leon. Alicia Harris, Lindsay Thomas. Okay, I now call on Mrs. Spencer to take over from me. Congratulations, ladies. The future is yours.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am here to carry out the honor of naming the young men who are the graduates of 2022. Please join me in giving a round of applause to the young ladies of 2022. We are certainly proud of you, young ladies, and here goes for the young men. Andre Anderson. Come on, cheer your colleagues on, cheer your colleagues on. Antonio Shaquille. Shaquille Antonio, that is. My apologies. Tavin Bailey. Tavin, you're the boss. Tyrese Bailey. Come on, let's hear it for Tyrese. Smile. You don't want to picture. Ronaldo Bedford, Romaine Bedford. Let's hear it for the Bedfords. All right, Javon Bent and Malachi Bernard. Let's hear it for Javon and Malachi. Demario Booth. Let's hear it for Demario. All right, let's clear the space a little. Jordan Brown, Carlton Brown. Let's hear it for Jordan and Carlton. Ranel Brown and Damoy Brown. Let's hear it for Ranel and Damoy. Anthony Bryce, Christopher Buckley. Let's hear it for Mr. Bryce and Mr. Buckley. Christopher Buckley. Kevon Cameron and Najee Chin. Mario Clark Zawadi Cochrane. Let's hear it for Mario and Zawadi. Max Cooper, Raheem Colley. Jordan Cummings and Gary Daly. Let's hear it for Jordan and Gary. Nashawn Dennis and Brandon Dillion. Let's hear it for Nashawn and Brandon. Come on, students, you can do better than that. Jaheim
Jay Drummond, Javon Dubidan. Let's hear it for Jay and Javon.
I'm going to ask those of you who are taking pictures to have your seat. After the ceremony ends, we'll allow you to come back and take these pictures, all right? No disruptions. We're going to ask you to please take your seats.
Tishon Evans and Jaheem Edwards. Let's hear it for Tishon and Jaheem. All right. We're seeing the celebrities emerging. Delroy Edwards, Othniel Ennis. Come on, you can do better. Where's the cheering section? What's going on over here? Joseem Foster, Daquan Grant. Let's hear it for Joseem and Daquan. Jermaine Green, Towsome Hyde. Abijah Hilton, Deontay James. Let's hear it for Abijah and Deontay. Tired? Jason King, Jonathan Kirk. You're not tired. Rayhan Lewis, Derek Lindsay. Jaheim McCullough, Joshua McDonald. Joshua. Dane McCoy, Jamar Medley. TJ Minto, Ricario Moore. Giovanni Morris, DeAndre Najer. Raliki Ramsey, Romario Ramsey.
benediction is live and active. Thank you, ladies. Javed Robinson, Timani Rose. Cheering section. Javed Robinson, cheer anyway. Cheer your colleagues on. Come on, we celebrate each other. Hosan Senior, Alex Sibley's. Nicholas Smith, Ricardo Smith. Moses Somers. Tajay Tapper, Javon Thompson. Let's hear it for Tajay Tapper and Javon Thompson. Daniel Wallace, Dominic James. Big smile. Garise Walker, Javon White. Mercado White, Jamil Williams. Avane Williams, Kamai Wright. So Kelly, you don't want the special guest, you don't want him again? Tevar.
Tevar Barrett. So sorry about that, Tevar. All right, Tevar. Thanks much, colleagues.
No, I was saying to call Miss Pasco. No, Miss Pasco.
All right, thanks much, colleagues. We're now going to have the presentation of special awards. And to do this, I'm going to call Mrs. Morris Pasco, who's going to be assisted by Ms. Palmer Smith and Ms. Norbury Smith. I'm going to ask Mr. George Legister and Mrs. Joan Neville to assist us.
Wouldn't you love to see that? Oh, you stay right here. Really, sir.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and good afternoon, graduates. Congratulations to you all. You have done well. It is my honor to be standing here to present the special awards to some of our graduates. But before I do that, I'm going to deviate a little bit. I am going to deviate a little bit. And there's somebody here today, ladies and gentlemen. They don't have a trophy, they don't have a plaque, and they don't have a certificate. But I am certain that this person has our appreciation, and I want you to stand and give this person and show this person how much you appreciate what she has done. Yes, there's an extraordinary individual today who deserves an award, and I wish I had a big trophy to present to her. She has managed, planned, engineered, yes, this aspect of the function. Yes, Mrs. Kell, she's gonna kill me, but she deserves this. This year seemed particularly difficult, especially with the sudden change of venue, but she handled it with grace and the highest level of professionalism, and here we are today enjoying one of the best graduations of Spanish Town High School's history. Please stand today and give Mrs. Simone Kelly Allen a round of applause. Yes, she deserves it. Thank you, Mrs. Allen. All right, so we're going to move on to the awardees. And we're going to begin with the best subject in the school, English language. Come on now. Agree with me now? Yeah. And at this time, we have one of our past vice principals, Mrs. Newville, and our board member, and assisting them is Mrs. Smith Palmer and Miss Norbury Smith. The prize for English language this year goes to Felicia Chambers. Just to note, she's my student. Give her another round of applause.
Literature, and there are 4 students who did well in this area. Please help me welcome Miss Kamala Brown. Max Cooper, Brizani Craig, Chanel Powell Hutchinson. Moving on to another subject in the language department, Spanish. And the award goes to Najee Chin. So we have one of the hardest subjects now, is mathematics. And there are 2 students who rose to the top in this subject. The first is Miss Kamala Brown.
Come on, top girl.
And Janelle Powell Hutchinson. We move on to chemistry. Can you guess who's the winner? Kamala Brown. I think she was going around in circles because she also caught the prize for physics. Kamala Brown. Human and social biology, Alia Harrison. Kamala is surprised, not her. Biology, Kamala Brown. I hope Kamala's parents brought a big bag, because they're gonna need something to carry all these trophies.
I know Kamala.
All right. For integrated science, Felicia Chambers. Agricultural science, Kamala Brown. Physical education, there are 2 students, Javon Dubidad and Tehila Harris. Please know Javon Dubidad is also our student council president, so give him one more round of applause. Yes, our outgoing student council president. The prize for food and nutrition and health goes to Shanique Russell. All right, this person who's getting the award for food and beverage loves food and beverage. Please welcome Ashia Lodge. The award for family and resource management goes to Dana Wright. The housekeeping award goes to Ashanti Anderson. For textile, clothing, and fashion, Brianna Bryan. For office administration, Javon Dubidad. Principles of business, Brizani Craig. For accounts, Sujel Archer. EDPM, Felicia Chambers. The award for information technology is presented to Brizani Craig also. Come around, Brizani. For commercial food prep, Tashana Carr. Tashana Carr. For customer service, Tajay Drummond. Technical drawing, Jordan Cummings. For motor vehicle repairs, the award goes to Tajay Drummond. Please note, Tajay is also our Student Council Vice President, like Mizani. For visual arts, Monique Bygrave. Industrial technology, Daniel Wallace, our deputy head boy. Electrical and electronics, Jerisha Anderson. History, Aviana Ennis. For social studies, Javon Dubidad. For geography, Sabrina Anderson, and she's also receiving this award for the most improved student. So she worked hard and she did well. Religious education, Donila Reed. IT for office administration, this award goes to Tajay Drummond. And we want to acknowledge the student for receiving a national scholarship, Felicia Chambers. Sorry, I didn't tell you what subject, a national scholarship for agriculture. And the final award is for physical education. This person represented the school in football. Put your hands together for Dana Wright. Okay. This is the chairman's award, and since Mr. Legislator is representing, Mrs. Newville, we're going to thank you for your service today. We appreciate you. You may have your seat. Now, this is a very special award. Mr. Legislator Chairman, this is the Chairman's Award. And so the Chairman's Award is for the top performing student in geography, and this award goes to Brizani Craig. We're going to ask the principal, Dr. Brown, to get ready as we'll be handing out the Principal's Award. That's it. Thank you, Mr. Legislator. We really appreciate your assistance today.
So the Principal's Award is presented to the most outstanding student. Presented to the outstanding academic performance, or the student who has the most outstanding academic performance. And we don't have to go too far to guess who that person is. Please put your hands together for Kamala Brown. Thank you so much, Mr. Brown. We're going to invite the Vice Principal, Mr. Leopold Porter, to the stage to present his award. The Vice Principal's Award. The gentlemen are looking so handsome today, right? Now put your hands together for Mr. Porter, looking so dapper as usual. Vice Principal's Award for the most outstanding student in the area of leadership is presented to Javon Dubidad.
I'm surprised. Why not? Really?
Thank you, Mr. Porter. We're going to invite the Dean of Discipline, Mr. I don't know why I'm forgetting names today, Mr. Thomas, to present his award. This award is a Dean of Discipline's Award for exemplary conduct, and this award is presented to Tajay Drummond. All right. Thank you, Mr. Thomas. We're going to invite the principal one more time. Dr. Brown, please come again, sir. Okay, it's a working graduation. I don't remember the name. Someone else get the certificate? I don't remember the name. All right, so these awards, these certificates, will be presented to prefects who have exemplified themselves and have done well in the area of leadership and service to our school community. The first recipient is Mishika White. Shanil Johnson. Ashian Lodge. Tajay Drummond. Javon Dubidad. And this person is holding their breath because they don't hear the name. But put your hands together, everybody, for our head boy, Moses Sober. All right, so we're moving on. We have some retired teachers among us, and we want to acknowledge them and to tell them how we appreciated their service to Spanish Town High School and education by extension. And so at this time, we are going to welcome to the podium Mrs. Jo Newville, who served for 37 years We have 2 more awards. We're not sure if these persons are in the audience. Mr. Alfred Anderson, who served for 35 years, and Miss Eudine King, who served for 29 years. Put your hands together for them in their absence. All right, so we have come to the end of this portion of the program. Let us put our hands together for the principal and thank him for his service today. He did a wonderful job. Thank you again, you have been so great. Thank you to the parents and all of you graduates. See you in the bank, see you at the tax office. Please, I want to cut some lines, all right? So make us proud. God bless you.
Thanks very much, colleagues. And you've been a wonderful audience so far. I'm hoping that you're going to stick it through to the end. Now, Spanish Town High School is famous for having the best school song in Jamaica. You know, let me take that back. The best school song in the world. All right, so I'm going to ask you to stand with me and we're going to sing our school song. I'm going to ask Mr. Edwards to join me because he has a better singing voice than I do. Mr. Edwards? And Mrs. Lovell. How could I forget Mrs. Lovell? Oh, we're really sorry about that. I'm going to invite Mr. Kemario Davis, past student, past president of Student Council, who has an award for a student to come forward. Make him welcome.
Greetings, Massive. All protocols observed. This afternoon, I have the esteemed pleasure of highlighting in the area of student leadership. I, for one, remembered my time serving at Spanish Town High and serving in student leadership. And anybody who takes on ambassadorship for being a student leader, we will definitely support. So this afternoon, in highlighting outstanding student leadership, I invite at this time Mr. Tajay Drummond. We have also committed a grant towards his tertiary studies as a part of this award.
Raise your right hand, everybody, and just tell me one more time who you are. I am. Take that with you everywhere you go. God bless you.
United, proud and strong, with dedication
Thank you very much, Mr. Edwards and Mrs. Neville. As we bring the curtains down on our function, I'm going to ask Miss Alexandra Lennon to do the vote of thanks.
A pleasant good afternoon to all that are here. Madam Chairman in her absence, to the principal, the vice principal, teachers, our most valued invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is my privilege to be asked to propose a vote of thanks on this particular occasion. On behalf of the graduating class 2022, I would like to say a big thank you to all stakeholders who contributed in making this event a success. A special thanks to the administrative team at Spanish Town High School who continue to channel our alma mater on a path for excellence. Ladies and gentlemen, an event like this cannot happen overnight. The wheels started rolling weeks ago. It requires planning and a bird's eye for details. We have been fortunate enough to be backed by a team who know their job and are result-oriented. A special thanks to the entire production team, headed by our graduation convener, Mrs. Simone Kelly Allen, I'm so sorry. I must say a big thank you to our guest speaker, Mrs. Charlene Clark-Cura, who took time out of her busy schedule to share with us today her words of wisdom. Rest assured that your words of wisdom has not fallen on deaf ears. We thank our parents and friends for their support on such a memorable day in our lives. Ladies and gentlemen, we thank you all for being with us this afternoon. It was a great pleasure.
Thanks very much, Ms. Leon, for the vote of thanks. It was William Shakespeare who said, "Be not afraid of greatness. Some are born great, some achieve greatness, and others have greatness thrust upon them." Be not afraid of greatness. Some are born great, some achieve greatness, and others have greatness thrust upon them. Graduating class of 2022, I want to encourage you this afternoon. Whether you were born great, or you're just an achiever of greatness, or greatness was thrust upon you, the potential to be great lies within you. I encourage you as you go out into the wider society to do your best. Remember those things that were taught to you at Spanish Town High. We are looking forward to hearing good news about you. We expect no less from you because you are great. The guest speaker said, in order to be greater, which means that there is already greatness lying within you. Graduates, I wish for you all the best and God's blessing. I leave you with a quote from Africa Bambata. She says, "You treat people with greatness, and greatness will come back to you." If you treat people with greatness, be assured that greatness will come back to you. I'm Carlin Sincero. It was a pleasure serving you this afternoon. Really was a pleasure. And even though it seemed as if we weren't going to have this exercise, we thank God nonetheless that it was a success. God bless you. I'm going to ask us all to stand as we pay tribute to our island of Jamaica.